Hi, welcome to the very first episode of our brand new show called Taking the Pulse. We're going to be here on the consulting couch, examining some of the past week's news and updates on some of the key digital marketing channels, trying to keep you updated and informed on the stuff that matters to your business. We're doing this for you folks watching, so please do get involved. We'd love you to drop any comments or any questions or anything into the chat box, the comment box, and please show us your appreciation if you like what we're doing by sending us some emojis, the likes and the hearts and so on. We'd really appreciate that. So anyway, we're going to kick off now, Marie, with Facebook, aren't we? What's been happening over on Facebook this week or the last week?
Well, I've got a few cue cards because with this being Facebook Live, we obviously can't put any edits on while we're showing it. So the first one is an algorithm update. So it's only a small algorithm update really, but this is about Facebook using the time that you spend reading instant articles, watching videos, reading other articles that are in the app, and factoring that into the algorithm in order to prioritise those articles that people are particularly liking. Now, obviously, when they're doing that within the app, they're in control, they know exactly what you're doing, so it's not difficult for them to monitor that. And it makes sense. You may not like or comment or share on that particular article, but if you've read it, you've spent 5 minutes reading it and come back into Facebook, Facebook's clearly seeing that signal as it being a quality piece of content. So that's the case with instant articles, links and videos. Anything you want to add to that?
Well, yeah, just crucially on that one is that it's actually only applying to the links that are being shared within the mobile app as opposed to the desktop Facebook. So Facebook doesn't have any control over what happens really on desktop because links are opened within your web browser, your desktop web browser. So it's quite unique to the mobile app. You can only really control that because they open within the Facebook app itself. So
and to be honest, most of us are reading that kind of stuff on our mobile anyway, aren't we, rather than on desktop.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is Facebook is enabling brands to tailor instant replies and customised messages. Now, you will see a lot of changes on the Messenger platform in the next few weeks and months. FA was all over it, and we have created a few little videos and blog posts about it in the last few weeks. The business of being able to customize a reply is really, really useful for customer service. It means that Carlton can message me on my Facebook page and I can have it set up to say, "Hi Carlton, thanks very much for messaging. We're not in the office right now, or we'll get back to you shortly." You can even put a link in for your website as well if you like. So it can be tailored to particular names, to your websites. And it is the start of what Facebook is wanting us to do with Messenger in terms of it really overtaking Twitter as a customer service platform. So I think you'll see, rather than people moaning on Twitter about brands when customer service goes wrong, they're going to be switching that far more into Messenger nowadays. And of course, far more of us are on Facebook than we are Twitter. So expect the kind of size of the Facebook platform to make this a pretty big thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is really Facebook's main sort of signal of their move into the messaging area. I mean, obviously they developed Messenger years ago, but they're making this a serious tool for businesses to communicate with their customers and for after sales support and for support issues and things like that. In an area which, as Marie mentioned, Twitter has dominated really, but this is a big development. I want to keep an eye on for anyone who's got customers who they need to support through social channels.
One of the most exciting things is that they're looking at using AI, artificial intelligence technology, to have bots that will pick up on the sort of FAQs and propose some answers for that. And particularly for small business owners that don't have a team of people sat watching, what their news feeds coming in, will be able to see bots doing that for them. So quite an interesting little update. Okay, next one is Facebook. You are going to be able to use the Facebook brand in ads now. Now, I've actually come a cropper on this a number of times over the years. There's all sorts of rules in relation to Facebook ads that you often don't realise until you break them. So often advertisers will put more than 20% text in an ad. Now, until very recently in the UK, that ad would have been rejected. That's changed again recently. We covered that in a previous update. And one of the things that has always been clamped down on is using the Facebook logo or the Facebook name in an ad. Now, it's wonderful for us because obviously we do a lot of training on Facebook and we specifically want to advertise some of our courses. To date, we've not been able to put the logo in. I did an ad the other week and got away with it. And in fact, we've been experimenting with what you can and can't do with it because there are still some restrictions. So, for instance, if you doctor the logo in some way, it's likely to be rejected. But certainly for brands that are wanting to talk about Facebook in their ads, it can be really useful.
Cool.
Anything else on that?
No, that sounds cool.
Okay, let's look at what the next one is. Okay, this one's interesting. So Facebook is clamping down on freebooting. Now that may be a completely alien term to you, but you'll be well aware of the practice.
What does that mean actually, Marie?
Well, it's what happens when a brand finds something, probably on YouTube actually, and says, oh, that's a really sticky piece of content, that's a funny cat video, I'm going to filch that and upload it to Facebook as my own. Now, there's various sites out there where you can pull the stuff, you can rip it off YouTube and then reload it into Facebook. And obviously the algorithm for a long time now has favoured native Facebook videos rather than anything that's like a YouTube link. And we've seen brands that have built massive followings on the back of this freebooting. Not surprisingly, the originators of a lot of this content have been kicking off big time, and Facebook is dealing with it. So we'll give you some links in the comments after this, and we've also written it up in a blog post which is live on the blog now. You can find a link to Facebook's response here. It's launched something called Rights Manager, and you basically will be able to upload your original video if you're the license holder of that video and lay claim to it. Facebook will then use a kind of almost like a Shazam type a kind of police force that will go out to its other videos, and if it finds yours uploaded on someone else's platform, on somebody else's page or profile, it will remove it and probably send them a nasty warning message. So that's freebooting. Right.
I think next one is newsfeed.
Yeah, this is reasonably minor. Now, Mashable has described this as a massive change. If you click through to our blog post, you'll find a link to some Twitter images of a new layout on newsfeed. It basically is prioritising news categories. Now, in many ways, this doesn't come as much of a surprise to us. We know that the algorithm has favoured news and media sites for a while, and Facebook wants to be known as the purveyor of news. It's the place that it wants you to go to find out what's happening. I mean, you know, with Prince's death, where did you find out about it? Probably on Facebook. So it's prioritising news articles in the newsfeed. I think that's it from me for Facebook. So,
sure.
The next one is...
So Hootsuite have finally realised it's 2016 and not 2006. They've got with it, and they have enabled you to now use social video within the Hootsuite platform, which is extremely popular, especially amongst small businesses like ours, and many of those watching will be familiar with Hootsuite or use it. It's been a constant frustration that you haven't been able to really manage any video at all through the platform. Well, they finally have integrated YouTube natively, and also Facebook, Twitter and Instagram video can now be managed using Hootsuite. So now it really is starting to be useful. It's no surprise really, because oh, we seem to have...
Sorry, I'm just looking at the comments we're getting, and obviously haven't turned my volume off.
I was going to say that it now means that Hootsuite is actually a useful platform for video. But more importantly, it's showing how Hootsuite have realised that video is an incredibly powerful and useful tool, and one which is not going away. Hence, we're even doing our videoing now. So that's Hootsuite. Lots of information about that over on the Hootsuite blog. And moving on to the next piece is Snapchat, where I cover this. Well, but I look at this from basically two perspectives. There's a very interesting blog post written by somebody else, a chap's name called Dakota, and he was basically saying that there's loads of people saying Snapchat's amazing at the moment and everybody's got to be on it. But actually, in his view, it's pretty useless for most businesses and for most brands. And I would tend to agree. I've been looking at Snapchat quite a lot recently, and are very aware of people like Gary Vaynerchuk and lots of celebrities, both in the marketing world, in the business world, and just general celebrities in in the fitness and celebrity world, the Kardashians and so on. They're all really popular on Snapchat, but these people all have something in common. That is the fact that they're popular elsewhere. So they're able to build a following on Snapchat quite easily. And the blog post that was really dispelling the myth or the hype of Snapchat as a useful platform basically says that it's not that much use for most businesses right now. Unless you happen to be a personality or a celebrity, unless you have a big following that you might be able to convert, such as from Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or so on. Or unless you are a big brand with a lot of money to spend on advertising. And when we're talking about advertising on Snapchat, it starts at $100,000. So you've got to have very deep pockets. So really and truly, it's worth checking out this piece by Dakota. The link's on our blog, and it will be shared in the comments on this video later on. But one thing I would say, there are a few small businesses or smaller types of businesses that would be worth looking at. And I made some comments about these again, and that is that yes, it is absolutely a platform where the teens are hanging out, and even some of the more sort of middle-aged people now are really hanging out on Snapchat. But particularly the teens, if your demographic is teens, then Snapchat is certainly worth considering because it's where a lot of activity is happening.
We'll probably be covering Snapchat in more detail on the blog in coming weeks. Our colleague Sophie is doing a lot of research and work on it at the moment, so look out for that in the future. Totally,
yeah. So that's pretty much Snapchat, and I think that's everything really. I mean, if you thought that this was useful, we'd love you to tell us, love you to drop a comment. If you've got any questions, we've got our Ask the Digital Doctor feature on the blog now, so you can message us using Messenger if you like, or email, or even put it in the comments here with a question about digital marketing or social media. We're happy to either tackle that in one of these kind of Facebook Live sessions, or we might do it as a blog post in the digital doc section. And it would be lovely to have your comments on what you thought of this live broadcast. This is reasonably new for us. We've been playing with Facebook Live for a while, but actually put it down into a show format like this is a bit of an experiment. If it works, if it goes down well, we'd love to do some more of them. Absolutely. Don't forget to subscribe to get notifications of when we do these live shows. And if you've missed anything or you want some more details, of course, head over to the blog, as we've mentioned. I think that wraps it up.
And because we haven't got anyone else in the room, I'm going to go and turn the camera off now. So bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Bye.